Well, hello internets, here we are. A little bit of a vlog that I got going on here. Some thoughts that I have going on in my head. A few things that I want to share, and it is what it is. So here we go. Well, it's been a better part of a week or so since my last vlog, but during this week I've been doing quite a few things. Been doing some cleaning and organizing here at the apartment, as well as setting up my workbench for my winter pastime project. The last couple of seasons I've been using the deep freeze. However, the deep freeze was a touch lower and way smaller than the workbench. Plus now the deep freeze is in the storage room, so it's kind of out of the way, and I figured I had planned on building a workbench, building it the way I wanted to, with shelving to hold paints and goodies, with a place for a small vise and a few things. However, upon pricing out supplies for the project, I've noticed that lumber has basically doubled in price from what it once was a few years ago. And, you know, it would be okay if a guy had unlimited budget or a healthy amount of free cash, but when you're fixed income, you kind of got to be careful on what you overspend on. So our local Princess Auto had a workbench on sale, special buy kind of a thing. I'd never seen it there before. I went down there and had a look at it, and yeah, it's passable. The workbench in person was actually smaller than the one they gave measurements for in the flyer, so that kind of threw me off. However, upon pricing out the price of lumber and the labor involved that it would take, the fact that I'd have to go take my saw and my tools and the generator, dig the generator out of storage, fire it up, all that stuff. Yeah, I think, $70 for the Princess Auto workbench is a fairly decent buy. So I bought that bench here a few weeks ago, shortly after moving in, and it sat here for a while, and made up my mind that I was going to put it together, and I put it together, and it actually turned out to be fairly good, fairly stable. A lot better than I thought it was going to be, so that's a bonus. It's not built the way I would have built it, and doesn't have the extra shelving the way I was gonna build my wooden one. However, it's a fraction of the price. It is way lighter to move if I ever have to move it, which I'm hoping not to ever have to move, but you never know what the future holds, right? It's 3 inches shorter than what I would like it to be. However, it is fine. I can put a blocking of wood under it, or maybe caster wheels or so, and work with it there. And the top is 24 inches wide, rather than what the flyer said of 42, which is a bit disappointing, but I knew that when I bought it, that it was different than what they described in the flyer. But that can be overcome with a simple piano hinge and an extension piece of pine, and it would be good to go. Right now, the way it is perfectly usable the way it is, except for some of the larger, more grander projects that I would like to do, which won't be very many of them, but because they use a lot of supplies and take up a lot of space. But just so that they're there if I do decide to. With the coolness in the air, the thought of winter is right around the corner. You see the leaves changing, you see the trees changing color. You swear there's more and more leaves on the ground every day. It just tells you to button up those fall projects before winter hits. I have a final walkthrough on the trailer just to make sure that it is done. And then I have one final outdoor project that I want to knock off before the cold hits, and should be able to get that done without too big of an issue before it happens. Then of course there's 3 or 4 winter projects that I'd like to get done as well. But a little bit of a vlog for a day in progress. It is what it is, and we will catch you all later. Well, hello internets, here we are. Coming to you live from inside the editing studio 4.0. Been doing some editing this evening, getting things squared away. Pretty much look, you can tell, kind of. It's kind of neat when you're going back through your footage, reliving some of those memories from the spring of 2019 when you were on your epic holiday. Editing up the footage, remembering the sights you've seen, remembering your video idea plans for this video clip you shot, trying to figure out what you were thinking when you were filming these certain towns. Why did you go through them so fast, per se? Why couldn't you spend a little more time filming them? I was pulling a trailer. There wasn't a lot of room in some of these towns to pull over and stop, much less pull over with the trailer and wander around on certain sites and certain areas. Some of the roads I got into were dead-end roads where I had to either make a 38-point turn in the middle of the road, or I had to back down a narrow mountain road where it was straight down one side, straight up another, kind of a thing. And I got a little cautious there, right? Didn't want to have any issues or accidents or any problems, so some of the towns got semi-glossed over. It would be nice to revisit some of the towns and do a little more in-depth shot, other than just, a drive-through per se, and maybe a couple of clips of some of the attractions. However, I was in a self-appointed deadline, self-appointed kind of hurry. And like I said there, with the truck and trailer, you're limited on where you can go into, where you can park the truck and trailer so you can walk in to see sights. I seen a lot of things on the side of the road, like waterfalls or animals or interesting rock features that I couldn't stop because the road was way too narrow for, truck and trailer parked on the shoulder, plus oncoming traffic, plus the traffic behind you because you're having a sightseeing trip and, they're just trying to get to their destination. So I missed on a few things, and I have reflected over the last year and thought about making a change in my camping rig. However, when you factor in you only camp for, like this anyways, for at the most a month out of the year, and the rest is camping trips to campgrounds or weekend getaways, then there's the other 320 days out of the year where you have to drive said camping rig, whatever you buy, whether it's a motorhome or a cargo van or whatever. And keep in mind, Canada here, right, we get minus 45, minus 50 winters, with that's Celsius of course, and with the snow. So you kind of need a truck or a good SUV with 4-wheel drive preferably. So that kind of limits a guy on a strictly summer only camping rig type of vehicle. So right now, at this stage of my life, my budget, stuff like that, there won't be no real big changes in that terms of that line of things. Some of these towns, they're on my list to revisit. I want to do a in-depth look, spend a little more time at some of their attractions, and dig up some more information and sites. Trying to decide if I want to throw some narration in on these videos or just leave them as it is. A little bit of history behind the towns might make the videos go a little bit of a long way. However, I could recycle the footage and use it again in the future for the narration purposes. I don't know what the future holds when it comes to footage, especially after this bulk footage that I have stored is gone. Because, well, obviously my life has changed a lot from what it used to be, and it is no longer the plethora of video ideas and video projects like it once was. So the footage that I have is going to be the footage that it is, and how I choose to use it is going to be how it ends up. There's going to be driving footage, there's going to be, well, content that viewers aren't used to, because, well, my life has changed a lot from what it was. And it kinda is what it is. There's not much a person can do about it. We try to make do with situations, we try to compromise, we try to work through issues, and sometimes the end result is not optimal to what we would like it to be. However, you know, once again, it is what it is. But pretty much, guys, like I mentioned there in the first part of this here video, the fall is in the air. The trees are, well, shedding their leaves. Leaves are changing color. My winter projects are, well, getting done slowly. I'm just waiting for the month to cycle through a new month here. Then I can complete my last-ish outside winter project. Then basically I am ready for winter, kind of, in terms of project-wise, and going to keep on pushing through till next spring, and it'll be what it is. But thanks for watching this here vlog, and as always, comment, subscribe, and enjoy.